Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be doing an honest comparison between the PS4 and the Xbox One. Let's get into it. Now, as I've said in previous videos, I've been an Xbox guy my whole life. I had an Xbox 360, I played it a lot. I got the Xbox One basically at launch. I got it a little later, but I was very young then, so my dad got the day one edition and then gave it to me on Christmas. But yeah, I've been an Xbox guy pretty much my whole life. I didn't really get into PlayStation until about 4 years ago maybe, when I picked up a PS4 Slim. It was the Uncharted 4 bundle, and I was like, you know what, I got birthday money, and I took it home, I plugged it in. I was super excited because it's something new, it's not my normal thing, but it's something new. I played it for a little bit. I started playing Uncharted 4 because it's the bundled game. I didn't really know what it was, but I was like, you know what, I might as well start playing it. I realized it was a pretty fun game. I had a couple other games, but I never really got into it. Now let's fast forward to about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. I got my PS4 out for the first time in a while, because I'll have these phases where I'll put my PS4 out and I'll play it a little bit and then I'll just unplug it and store it somewhere until I need it again. But I got it out and I started playing Uncharted 4 for the second time because I beat it already, and I was trying to play it again. And I got onto it and I was like, man, I really like the PS4. I like the interface and everything. And I was like, well, the PS5 is coming out soon, so maybe I should get that instead of the Xbox. I was playing it like all the time and everything. But as I go back to Xbox, I'd see I just have all my games on there and everything. The one thing that PS4 has down is the interface. The interface is just super easy to use in some cases. It's really easy to use when you're on the home screen. Everything's right there. The friends list, the settings, the store, everything is right there. All your games, whatever. The Xbox One has a lot of just random stuff on the screen, a lot of advertisements. While it doesn't really bother me much anymore, because I've been playing Xbox for the Xbox One since it came out and I've seen every single update. While it doesn't really bother me and I know how to use it, for someone who might be buying it, it might be a little clunky at first. The one thing I do like about the interface for the Xbox One is that if you're in a game, you want to access your friends list or switch profiles or do anything, all you have to do is tap the home button and it brings up a thing on the side of the screen. I'll put a clip on the screen of it, and you can access your friends and do all that stuff from right there, and you don't even have to leave the game, which I really like. With the PS4, you have to press the home button, go to the home screen, and then go to your friends list. Now, while this isn't a big deal, for people who like to do things pretty quick, it's probably a little annoying for them. During this console generation, there's just a console war that's been going on between PS4 and Xbox One. For a while, I was like, Xbox One, whatever. But at this point, I'm like, they both have their good and bad features about them. Now, while Xbox will always be my main console, PlayStation still has good games, has a good interface, and I can understand why people go with it. But PlayStation has always had the really good exclusives. I think that Xbox has very good exclusives as well, but just not as much. Xbox has always been a good platform for me because I've loved racing games for a long time. They have the Forza series, and they've come out with a new game every year but last year I think it was, and probably not this year either. But that's just because of the new generations and everything. But with PlayStation, they've had one Gran Turismo on the PS4, and I got it and it wasn't really that good. It just wasn't it just didn't feel comfortable to me. It felt wonky, the controls were okay, but it just didn't feel very immersive. It felt very arcade-like, and just it did not feel realistic at all. With Forza, they have a wide variety of games. They have the Horizon series, and then they have the Motorsport series. The Motorsport series is where you get all your racetracks and all that, and you get more of a simulator type game. The Horizon series is more of a arcade style game, free roam, and I tend to lean towards more of the Horizon series, but the Motorsport games look really great and they're more realistic than the Horizon games. Now let's talk about Halo. Halo, now there's been a lot of backlash towards Halo for a couple of years, and everybody says, there hasn't been a good game since Halo 3. Me personally, I didn't play Halo 3, but I think Halo 5 was a great game. There's only been one Halo game on the Xbox One, unless you count Halo Wars 2, which I don't even count that because I'm not a big Halo Wars guy because it's more of an RPG game. But there's been a lot of backlash, but if you go and play Halo 5 I think is a great game and it has a great story. Now I think Halo's getting even more backlash because of Halo Infinite and how it looks like a current gen game, which I agree with everybody on that. It does look like a current gen game. They delayed the release for Halo Infinite, and I think they're doing that so they can work on the game a little more and make it better. Don't quote me on this, but I think when Halo Infinite comes out, it's going to be a really great game. Now at PlayStation, I haven't really played much of the exclusives. The only exclusives I played Uncharted 4 and I've played Spider-Man, and both are phenomenal games. I think if you like exclusives, then that would be a great choice for anybody who loves those exclusives and loves those more story-based games. But if you're more of a third-party kind of guy, I think Xbox is the one you should go with. I think if you're more of a third-party game kind of guy, I think you should go with Xbox. The reason I say this is that I'm mostly talking about the Xbox Series X, which they've said that third-party games will run better on. PlayStation, I feel like, have always leaned towards get my console, instead of, let's do something that everybody likes. With Xbox, they announced last year at E3 that they were going to have Game Pass Ultimate, which is now up and running. But while this may hurt Xbox in the long run, this is good for consumers because they can buy games on PC and not have to stick to Xbox. I think that Xbox is more geared towards consumers, and I think PlayStation kind of just was like, buy our console. But that's just me. I'm more of an Xbox guy, and even though I have a PS4, I always seem to lean towards the Xbox. I've heard other people say that they have both and they like the PS4 more. It's more of a personal preference thing, but I think both consoles have selling points and both consoles are very good. That's really it, guys. I know it's kind of just me talking about my opinions, and I can't really have any facts to be like, this is the better console. But everybody has their opinions at the end of the day, but that's just my thoughts on it. But as always, make sure to subscribe, make sure to give me a like, give me a comment, and please go check out my social medias, give them a follow. I post stuff on there all the time, and I will see you guys in the next video.